from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pregame show in 5 seconds from Mark.
Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. Rocky Mountain Power, WattSmartHomes.com, offering rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. Ready Support Services, we are ready. West Motor Company, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Franklin County Medical Center for the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value with the finest meat and produce in Preston. S&T Electric, it's what we do. Flying S Escrow and Title, land title protectors since 1905. Ultimate Power Sports, get ready for your next outdoor adventure at Ultimate Power Sports in Preston. Elisa Benson of North Realty, Idaho and North Realty, Utah. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. Cache Valley Bank, serving Utah and southern Idaho with 21 locations. Yardmaster, keeping lawns healthy throughout the Cache Valley. Puppy Steps Training, northern Utah and southern Idaho's premier board and training facility since 2011. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency, your local agents right here in Preston. Canyon Creek Dental, with 2 area locations to serve you. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, stop in downtown Preston where you will be treated like a friend. Papa J's, making world-class jerky locally right here in Clifton. Ralph's Construction, building custom homes throughout the region. This broadcast is made possible through an agreement between Preston Broadcasting, LLC and Preston High School, and is a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC. This game is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this broadcast without express written permission of Old West Media is strictly prohibited. This is the Polar Bear pregame show. Coming up, we'll have details on the upcoming game. We'll visit with the coach, and we'll look at the other games going on around the area. It's all on the Polar Bear pregame show. The Polar Bear is back and better than ever. Grab some for lunch today or stop by after the game. Polar Bear Burgers and Shakes on State Street at the south end of the city of Preston. Well, hi everybody, and welcome back here to Tony Hanson Field as the Preston Indians and the Pocatello Thunder get ready to roll around the ballpark here again, and hopefully today they'll do it without any rain or snow or anything else that bothered us coming last Thursday that caused the postponement or the conclusion of the game. So today they will pick up, and they will pick up from where they stopped the game on Thursday and conclude that game. It's an important game as it's the final game of the 3-game series, as it will be very important in deciding who's going to win the conference championship and where the district tournament will, of course, be hosted. So it's a resumption of that game from last Thursday, and we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get into our news and notes, and we'll talk more about how this game will run here today, where exactly they will pick up, and we'll do all that as we continue. This is the Polar Bear pregame show. Remember, the Polar Bear has been around since 1952, and they've been serving up more than just burgers and shakes in that time. It's become a cornerstone of Preston history. Step back in time at Polar Bear Eats. They're on the highway at the south end of the city of Preston. The pregame show continues right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
One of the things that makes Northern Title unique is the fact that we serve clients in 3 states, Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. Each state has different rules and regulations, and our experienced staff understands each unique rule, so we can facilitate closings in all 3 states. If you're buying a home in Star Valley and you want to close in Preston, it's no problem. The company logo is Good Deeds Done Daily. We are preparing Good Deeds Daily, but it's more than that. We really are trying to serve the community in a good way. Northern Title, Good Deeds Done Daily. Visit us today.
Go Preston!
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Hello world, where you been? I've been waiting for you and your friends. One love begins. Tip top, we're starting at 10. If you believe that we can make some magic up and say yeah. If you believe that we can make some magic up and say yeah. Yeah, we on it.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, welcome back here to the Polar Bear pregame show. Today's game brought to you by Northern Title, a trusted name in the tri-state area. Remember, Good Deeds Done Daily. Call today at 208-852-5700. And our news and notes segment brought to you by Ultimate Power Sports. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure. Call Ultimate Power Sports or go by. You'll find them on State Street at the north end of the city of Preston. All right, so what they will do is they will pick up from exactly where they stopped the game back here on Thursday because of the rain and the snow, as they had just started the top of inning number 5, as Parker Weinheimer had singled and was on first base. So the men ran around first base, nobody out, top of the 5th, and Pocatello leading 6-3, and that's where they will start. There'll be a couple of little changes here and there as far as the lineup goes, but the biggest changes will be both teams will go with different pitchers. As for the Pocatello Thunder, they will come in with Cash Stuckey, the hard-throwing right-hander who will pick up, and he will take over for Jeff Matchling, and he'll pitch most of the last 3 innings, if not all of them. And for the Preston Indians, Connor Thompson will not come back out after we start, but rather they'll give the ball to Cade Oxborough, the left-hander. He will take over for the Indians as we get ready for this game, the resumption of the game. Remember, this is the final game of the 3-game series, and for the Indians, as far as they're concerned, well, it becomes a very important game for them because they still need to win. They have a chance of winning the division, even though Pocatello cannot win it outright today. Preston can still tie them as far as the standings go. If they lose today, they can still sweep Century and end up in a tie. However, with a win today, Pocatello will own the tiebreaker over the Indians should that happen and they finish up in a tie. So that's kind of where we stand. The umpire's walking out onto the field, so we're getting closer toward first pitch. We'll take another timeout. Back with more right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
At Bighorn Cleaning, we understand that maintaining a clean environment is essential for both comfort and health. That's why we specialize in a variety of services, including carpet, upholstery, grout, and tile cleaning. Whether it's reviving the vibrancy of your carpets, restoring the freshness of your upholstery, or rejuvenating the shine of your tile, we deliver exceptional results every time. With our competitive pricing and unmatched expertise, we strive to make your cleaning experience hassle-free. Contact us at 208-317-6544 to schedule your next cleaning appointment.
When you think of outdoor adventure, you might think of snow machines, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles, or even cutting wood or taking care of the lawn. No matter what your definition of outdoor adventure is, always remember Ultimate Power Sports. We carry brand names like Polaris, Can-Am, Yamaha, Skidoo, Stihl, and Toro. Offering sales and service, your fun really does begin at Ultimate Power Sports. With multiple in-store financing options, we can help you have outdoor adventures right now. Stop in today, Ultimate Power Sports in Logan and Preston.
In a world that's full of unknowns, you don't have to worry about whether or not your insurance has got you covered when life throws you a curveball. If your coverage is with Farm Bureau, the Smith Insurance Agency in Preston, offering policies from auto to home, farm and ranch to crop insurance, and business to life insurance. The Smith Insurance Agency does it all. No matter what challenges life brings, you're not alone. Make sure you've got the right coverage in the right areas of your life. Schedule a free insurance review today with Farm Bureau, the Smith Insurance Agency in Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
So for the Indians, the way they need to approach this is that as if the start of a brand new game. Why they need to do that? Because it'll work out best for them. Remember, in the 3 games of this series, or 2.5 games of this series, Preston has done very well in the first inning. In fact, in the first inning of all 3 games combined, Preston has scored a total of 11 runs. They're trailing 6-3 at the start of this game. If they can come out and swing the bats like they did in the first inning of the 3 first innings of this series, well, that would certainly lead them in the right direction. So a big start for the Indians is what's needed as they trail 6-3 here in the 5th. Teams are on the field going through their warm-up tosses. Take another quick timeout. Back with the first pitch of today's game coming up right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Make the best deal you can. When it's time to buy or sell commercial or residential real estate, it's important to have Elisa Benson on your team. She is helpful, knowledgeable, honest, friendly, hardworking, and results-oriented. As a graduate of Preston High School, Elisa understands the real estate markets in Idaho and Utah. Call Elisa Benson today. North Realty Idaho and North Realty Utah. Elisa Benson, your proactive trusted advisor.
When you're hungry for a delicious burger, roast beef sandwich, and an ice-cold soda, stop at Papa J's Deli in Clifton, Idaho. You'll get an amazing meal at an affordable price, and you'll enjoy great conversation. Papa J's is famous for the best beef jerky, but you'll also find a delicious menu, a friendly staff, great snacks, and good friends at Papa J's Deli. Stop in today to satisfy your hunger. Papa J's, 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
So here we go as Oxborough getting ready to deal his first pitch. It goes over to first base, however, and diving back to the bag over there is Parker Weinheimer as he's on first base. He had the single just before they finally stopped the game because of the weather. As Coulter Wheatley at the plate bunts, and they get it over to first base as in time for the out. Sacrifice bunt for Wheatley. And it moves up the runner to second base, and there's one out here in the inning. So the sacrifice works. 1-3.
Coming to the plate,
first
number
out.
9, Nate Rogers.
And now here's Nate Rogers, the second baseman. Now, I know there'll be a couple of changes in the lineup for Pocatello, but they're minor changes, just little position changes. In fact, one player is not even going to be in the swinging the bat. He's going to be the flex player. As the first pitch to Nate Rogers misses down low. Ball one ball and no strikes. So the much different conditions than obviously in this game, as that pitch again misses down low, ball 2, it's 2-0. The game on Thursday, rainy, snowy, cold, windy. It was 41 degrees at the start of that game. Today, just a few clouds hanging around, mostly blue skies, and 58 instead. Ground ball to short as Thompson plays that in cross in time for the out. As moving over to third base was Weinheimer, but he's there with 2 outs. And now here is Tyler Adams. Or I believe it's Tyler Adams' spot. Yes, it is. So Tyler Adams comes up. He's the designated hitter.
Tyler Adams now the batter.
As he will come up with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Adams in the game had walked and doubled home a run, so he was 1 for 1 and takes that first pitch inside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Today's game brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. Oxborough works out of the stretch and comes home. That next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So we won't be here long. In fact, when you start talking about Preston needing to score runs, they have only 9 outs left in the game, as that pitch is down low. That's a nice save there by Wall, doing the catching again here today, as it's knocked out in front of home plate, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straightaway here for Adams. Ox out of the stretch, and the lefty deals. And that is down low again. That's 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 here on Tyler Adams. Caden Adams, I believe, would be next, as the pitch is down low when it's ball 4. And it's not Adams coming to the plate. Coming up here is Quinn McRoy. And I'm sure he will go in and play center field. He's normally the other center fielder, so I'm sure that he will stay in the game and play center field as he takes over in the lineup for Caden Adams. And the first pitch here is over for a strike. Next pitch misses down low, and it's 1-1 on McRoy. So runners at the corners and 2 outs. And Oxborough trying to wiggle out of the jam here. The 1-1 pitch gets away. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he will score. So the single from before the delay comes home to score on the wild pitch. So that pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher, allows the run to come in on the wild pitch. And the runner's in. And moving up to second base is Adams, and he stands there now with 2 outs and a 1 ball, 2 strike count, as the hit late and hit foul over into the screen by the first base dugout, and it stays at 1-2. So 7-3 for Pocatello. They had a run in the first, put up 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now 1 here in the fifth. Oxborough ready again, and the next pitch home with the runner going is a ground ball to third, and just while waiting for the runner to come to him, he will tag the runner out, and the inning comes to an end as the base runner Adams is out, 5 unassisted for the third out in the inning. But not before Pocatello gets a run. There was a total of 1 hit in the inning. No errors, and they leave 1 on base. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. It's now Pocatello 7, Preston 3 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always nice to know who you're working with, especially when it comes to legal documents, loans, and title insurance tied to your home. Company-wide, Northern Title has been providing exceptional title work since 1977. In the Preston office, you work with Jan Stone, Monique Bear, Melanie Olson, Cassidy Loya, Afton Jones, and Charlie Bear. Let us answer any questions you have about title work, title insurance, and closings. We look forward to serving all of your title needs. Northern Title in Preston, Idaho. Good deeds done daily. Contact us today.
Go Preston!
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, the Indians give up a run. So we go here to the bottom of the fifth, 7-4, as Pocatello will give the ball to their hard-throwing right-hander, Cash Stuckey, who will come in, move in from center field, and take over here. He pitched earlier in the series in game 1 against the Indians, as he came in relief, and takes over here in game 3 of the series. And for the Indians, they will start out with Tristan Wall, and he'll be followed by Sager Keller and then Tate Bassett, the scheduled hitters here for the Indians. Remember, they need to approach this like we talked about before the break, before we got started. They need to approach this like the first inning of just a brand new game. In the first game last week, they scored 4 runs in the first inning. In the second game of the doubleheader last week, they came back with 4 runs in the first inning again. And in this game, technically, what would have been the first inning, they posted 3 runs. There are only 3 runs of the game thus far, by the way. So in the first innings of the 3 games, Preston scored a total of 11 runs. And the first pitch from Stuckey goes to the backstop. And it's 1 ball with no strikes. Today's game brought to you by Cache Valley Bank, where your life, your needs, your business all come first. With locations in southern Idaho and throughout Utah, it's Cache Valley Bank. As the 1-0 pitch misses again, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So when you go back and look at last week, as Stuckey comes back 2-0, it's high again, ball 3. Wall grounded out and walked. So far in this game, he is 0 for 1 officially. But he's ahead in the count here, 3-0. As Stuckey's 3-0 pitch is on the corner for a called strike, it's 3-1. Of course, for Preston and for Pocatello both, they both played other games over the weekend. As the pitch is outside, ball 4. So Wall reaches on the walk to lead off here in what is technically the bottom of the 5th. First walk for Stuckey, 3rd walk given up to the Indians in the game, and now here is Sager Keller. Of course, Preston went down and played at Marsh Valley in a truly forgettable game, a game that they were shut out 18-0. In fact, they had only 3 hits in the game. So here's Keller, and the first pitch to Keller is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, and Stuckey's off to a little bit of a rough start. Runner over at first is Wall. Keller waiting. Runner goes on a delay, and the throw is going to be not in time. So he steals it. The pitch was a strike. Wall steals second base. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Sager Keller. And Preston down by 4, so they need more than just a run. Scratch out 1 or 2. They need several. As the next pitch is up high again. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away. The left fielder Wild playing way off the line. In fact, the wind blowing just about straight out toward left field. As they bluff back to second base and crawling back to the bag, back there is Wall. During the storms on Thursday, the wind was pretty much blowing in from left. And right now it's blowing from the third base dugout out toward left field, and that pitch swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. And the next pitch to Keller is swung on and missed. So Stuckey starting to feel it a little bit better now and able to get that fastball up in the zone and get it past Keller for the first down here in the inning. And with one out and one on, here is Tate Bassett.
Now the batter.
Bassett, who had a pair of hits in the game, singled in the first, singled again in the third, and comes up here. And the first pitch to him is outside, ball one ball and no strikes. For Tate, with 2 hits in the game, as Stuckey waiting, now comes home, fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. For Bassett, with 2 hits in the game, it would be his third multi-hit game of the year. Stuckey again looks back at second. Wall with a small lead. As the next pitch to Bassett swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Today's game brought to you by Stokes Market True Value. With the freshest meat and produce not only through Preston but throughout the Cache Valley, it's Stokes Market on State Street in Preston. As the next pitch is on the inside corner, strike 3 called. So Bassett goes down on strikes. Second out of the inning. And now here is Aiden Thompson.
Aiden Thompson now the batter.
We're going to get a runner now out at second base, as that'll allow Wall to come in and start putting the gear on for the Indians. So the courtesy runner goes in at second base, and I believe that's Garrett Moyle out there running at second base. As they'll bluff back to second base, and Moyle almost goes head over teacup to get back to the bag. First pitch here to Thompson, swung on and missed. Aiden walked and took a called third strike in the game, so he too is 0 for 1. Pocatello leading 7-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Thompson went around, and that'll be a strike, and now Stuckey jumps out ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Ready again, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball stays high this time, and it's now 1-2. So Preston will still have a busy week ahead of them. They still have 3 more games this week. They'll be back here at ground ball to short. Up is Giggenhart, plays it across in time for the out, and the inning is over.
For Thompson to
a walk,
the side.
No hits, no runs, and Preston leaves the 1 man on base, and we're done with 5 as we'll move along to the 6th. Pocatello on top here and after 5. By a score of 7-3 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. Our experts self-perform all phases of construction on new or existing structures, such as site excavation, access road creation, concrete foundations, welding, and the installation and maintenance of piping, tanks, metal buildings, and more. Our turnkey services will have your facility operational quickly and safely. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
All right, we go to the 6th. Pocatello on top, 7-4. And here for the Thunder in the top of the 6th inning, it'll be the number 9 hitter, Evan Giesbrick, the shortstop, to lead off. First pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Giesbrick, we followed by Cash Stuckey, and then Jordan Wild due up.
Giesbrick
Here for the Thunder. Oxborough comes home working out of the stretch, even though there's nobody on. And Giesbrick goes around, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Giesbrick had struck out and was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 4th inning. Now, Oxborough ready again. Sets at the letters, and the 0-2 offering is down low to go to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we're talking about the busy week continues for the Indians. They're back here at home on Wednesday. They will host Century in a doubleheader coming up on Wednesday. First game getting started at 3:30 in the afternoon as that pitch is up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have the Polar Bear pregame show starting just before 3 o'clock for you on Wednesday afternoon. 2-2 offering. Swung on and hit foul at home plate. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then Thursday they go back over to Hollowell Field in Pocatello where they'll play the final game of the series there. And then that's actually the final game of the regular season for the Indians. And they'll wait till the following week. The following Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, the district tournament gets started. That ball hit hard and gets past Benavides at third base on 1 hop.
Single for Giesbrick.
So Giesbrick has his first hit of the game. A leadoff single here in the 6th. So we go back to the top of the order, and that'll bring up Cash Stuckey.
Now to the top of the order, Cash Stuckey, the batter.
So in every inning of this game, going all the way back to the 1st inning on Thursday, the Thunder have had the leadoff man on base in every inning of the game. Oxborough works out of the stretch and comes home. Stuckey shows bunt. Ball gets away from the catcher, goes all the way to the backstop, and there goes Giesbrick all the way down to second base. So the pass ball that time allows Giesbrick to get to second. And he's in scoring position now with nobody out here in the inning. As the next pitch home to Stuckey, that is over for a strike. It's kind of a high strike call up and in. But he gets the call nonetheless, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-2. Check that, the 1-1. Again, gets away from the catcher wall, and there goes Giesbrick for third. So that hard breaking ball in the dirt bounced away from the catcher wall. And now nobody out, and Preston can't afford to give up another run. They have to bring the infield up. 2 balls and a strike, and the 2-1 pitch to Stuckey is down low again, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 the count. Oxborough comes home with a 3-1 pitch, and that is over and runs the count full, now 3-2. So the game Thursday back over in Pocatello is a 4 o'clock first pitch. We'll have all 3 of those games for you here on KACH and on My Local Radio. As that ball hit in the air to right field, on it comes Bassett. Tagging and scoring is Giesbrick, and as the ball fell in front of Bassett. As that the run will come home, that makes it 8-3. So back-to-back singles. As Stuckey picks up an RBI, that's technically his first hit of the game after he had walked twice. And now here's Jordan Wild with a man at first base and still nobody out in the inning. Wild first ball swinging, a little roller up along the third base line, out made over there at first as Wild runs into the first baseman Bassett and then goes down in a heap at first base.
Wild is out on the fielder's choice.
So Wild is out for the first out of the inning.
Noah Newsom now the batter.
Now here is Noah Newsom. First pitch to Newsom. That's pulled foul outside of third and down the line. So a run home in the inning makes it 8-3. Pair of hits in the inning for the Thunder. Gives them a total of 8 hits now in the game. As there goes Stuckey for third. The pitch is outside and the throw is late. So Stuckey steals third. And he's there now with one out. Pocatello is going to try to manufacture any and every run they can possibly get just to make sure that Preston can't come back in this game. As the next pitch, the ground ball is short. They'll look the runner back as now he's coming home, and the throw is way over the head of the catcher. They get the out at first. Newsom's out 6-3, but the throw from Bassett is not in time as Stuckey will come home.
Weinheimer, the batter.
So here is Parker Weinheimer, who started this game at first base after singling just before they stopped the game because of the weather last Thursday, and he ended up coming around and scoring. Weinheimer technically 2 for 3, pair of singles, and he lined out to first. And he also scored a run as that pitch is outside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. So 2 outs and the base is empty. As the next pitch to Weinheimer hit in the air along the left field line. Day's got to come way over into foul ground and running and can't quite get to it. Made a heck of an effort just to get to the ball, but wasn't able to hang on to it. So it'll just be a long foul ball here against Noah Newsom. Check that. Parker Weinheimer, my bad. So Weinheimer back to the plate. Oxborough coming home, and that pitch again rolled foul over by the third base dugout. Ball and 2 strikes. Ox's 1-2 pitch is on the corner. It's strike 3 called, and the inning comes to an end, but not before Pocatello posts a couple of more runs. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Pocatello 9, Preston 3 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
At Bighorn Cleaning, we understand that maintaining a clean environment is essential for both comfort and health. That's why we specialize in a variety of services, including carpet, upholstery, grout, and tile cleaning. Whether it's reviving the vibrancy of your carpets, restoring the freshness of your upholstery, or rejuvenating the shine of your tile, we deliver exceptional results every time. With our competitive pricing and unmatched expertise, we strive to make your cleaning experience hassle-free. Contact us at 208-317-6544 to schedule your next cleaning appointment.
When you're hungry for a delicious burger, roast beef sandwich, and an ice-cold soda, stop at Papa J's Deli in Clifton, Idaho. You'll get an amazing meal at an affordable price. And you'll enjoy great conversation. Papa J's is famous for the best beef jerky, but you'll also find a delicious menu, a friendly staff, great snacks, and good friends at Papa J's Deli. Stop in today to satisfy your hunger. Papa J's, 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And today's game brought to you by Elisa Benson of North Realty, Idaho, a graduate of Preston High School. When you need a trusted real estate advisor, when it's time to buy or sell commercial or residential real estate, call Elisa Benson at North Realty, Idaho, or North Realty, Utah. As we move along here to the bottom of the sixth inning, 9-3, Pocatello leading, as it'll be Levi Despain for the Indians, and back to the top of the order, Connor Thompson and Jansen Hollingsworth. So Preston trailing by 6. Now they really need to get something going, as now down to 6 outs remaining in the game for them. And Cash Stuckey, who certainly looked like he was maybe finding the beat a little closer by the time he wrapped up the bottom of the 5th inning, as he allowed a walk, picked up a pair of strikeouts, and then got Thompson to ground out to end the inning. As now he'll start from the number 9 spot here, and Levi Despain will be the first hitter up here for the Indians. Despain, who singled in the 4th, so he has 1 hit here in the game. As Stuckey comes home, first pitch is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Preston with 6 hits overall in the contest. That ball fouled into the catcher's glove, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-hander Stuckey standing both feet on the rubber. Now as he starts to come home, Despain asks for and gets timeout from the home plate umpire, so he backs out. Stuckey ready again, and now the 1-1 pitch. It's a big overhand curveball that just rolls out of his hand and goes way over Despain's head into the backstop, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Today's game brought to you by Yardmaster. When you need a lawn of your dreams, you can get it with a 100% guarantee. There's the next pitch. That's over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Just call Yardmaster at 435-755-6827 for your free quote. It's Yardmaster. Stuckey ready again. Here's the 2-2 as Despain chases one up in his eyes and strikes out.
Spain goes down on strikes.
So that's the first out. 3rd strikeout for Cash Stuckey since coming into the game.
Connor Thompson.
And now back to the top of the order for the Indians, and Connor Thompson will come up. Thompson, of course, who is the starting pitcher for the Indians in the game, is now the shortstop. As the first pitch here is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Stuckey's 0-1 pitch. Thompson again chases one up in the zone. Good fastball that he can't catch up with, and it's 0-2. Thompson has walked twice and doubled. He's been on base all 3 times, but he only has 1 hit. Thumbs that ball foul back into the screen on a tough pitch in on the hands, and it stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Again, Wild playing way off the line over into left center field here against the Indians. As the 0-2 pitch is a fastball that's high from Stuckey, and it's 1-2. Cash to the wind again, the 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed. So he just ran back and just throwing the ball by the Indians.
Number 2.
As that's 2 strikeouts in this inning as well. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Jansen Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth, the batter.
4 strikeouts for Stuckey, 9 strikeouts in the game overall for the Indians. And here comes Hollingsworth. Singled home a run back in the first, had a sacrifice bunt, and has struck out. And hits up first pitch foul. That's going to head over toward the softball field where the girls are having practice. And certainly didn't play like they needed a whole lot of practice Saturday in that game at Snake River. They put up 30 runs in beating the Panthers, as that pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So a ball and a strike on Thompson. Stuckey's 1-1. Breaking ball, misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Again, Stuckey out of the little wind-up, comes home, and that one hits Hollingsworth rather.
Reaches on a walk.
So he's going to head down to first base after he gets hit by the pitch.
Cade Oxborough.
That'll bring up Cade Oxborough here for his first at-bat here this afternoon. And he's 0 for 3 so far in the game. Reached on an error and has struck out twice. So 2 outs. Hollingsworth over at first after getting hit by the pitch. And now here is Oxborough. And the first pitch to Cade, hit foul back into the screen. Today's game brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for newer used cars in Preston and in Logan, now part of the Mountain West Auto Group. Stuckey sets at the belt. Now the 0-1 pitch coming up here to Oxborough. Holding. And now here he comes finally. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, and there goes Hollingsworth for second base. That'll be a wild pitch against Stuckey, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Ezra Benavides would be next if Oxborough can extend the inning here. Next pitch to Cade, breaking ball. That's up again. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. So Hollingsworth at second, 2 outs here in the 6th. And that pitch again misses outside, makes it 3-1. So Stuckey throwing hard, but still just a little bit all over the place. And Oxborough rolls that one into left field. That's going to be a hit. And they're going to send Hollingsworth to the plate, and he will score on the first hit of the game by Cade Oxborough, and that makes it 9-4.
Reaches on a double to left, and with an RBI scoring Hollingsworth.
As Hollingsworth comes in to score, Preston gets one of those runs back on their first hit of the inning,
now coming
and
to the
extends
Ezra
the inning.
Benavides.
And here's Ezra Benavides coming to the plate. Benavides technically 0 for 3. Struck out a couple of times and flew out to center. And again, Preston still just needs some more base runners here to get people on base. As the first pitch here to Benavides is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. If I'm the Indians, I think I'm still just taking. I'm making Stuckey throw a strike. The 1-0. Breaking ball. That is over for a strike this time, and it's 1-1. Ball and a strike on Ezra Benavides, the third baseman. Next pitch turns on it, but jerks it foul down the left field line, and it's now 1-2. So 9-4, Preston trails. As the next pitch to Benavides again is up high with a breaking pitch. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still just a little bit of snow off on the hillsides out in the distance. As Hollingsworth, I don't know where he's going, but he almost ran himself into an out, or Oxborough, I should say, as he headed for third base and then had to run back to second and just barely made it back in time as the pitch was inside and high and runs the count I believe it's full 3-2. As they'll look back at second base, and Oxborough again hops back on the bag. So Benavides trying to get on for the first time in the game as the pitch is up high, ball 4.
Benavides reaches on a walk.
So Benavides will walk. Second walk given up by Stuckey. Runners at first and second. And now here's Tristan Wall, who walked for the Indians, their first batter here today in the resumption of the game, as he walked to lead off the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs here in the inning, a run home, 2 men on for the Indians. And here's Wall. First pitch to Tristan. Look out. It's up over his head. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Time called as that's going to get the head man for the Pocatello Thunder out to the mound, as coming out to visit with Stuckey is their head coach. That, of course, is Vinny Benavides, who's going to come out and visit with Stuckey. And as he does that, it gives us a chance to remind you today's game and Preston Sports all season long been brought to you by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, where we have all the parts you need to keep your car or truck running strong. It's 17 South State Street in Preston. Make sure you stop in, where you will be treated like a friend. So Benavides speaks his piece. He heads back to the dugout. All the other infielders for Pocatello also head back to their positions. 1 ball and no strikes here on Tristan Wall, as Stuckey will work out of the windup here. Yes, nope, time called. Now he decides he wants to work out of the stretch instead. So Wall takes a little walk around, now climbs back in. And the next pitch popped up. Coming back to have a look is Adams, and he'll have a play to make the catch. And the inning comes to an end. So Wall fouls out
to the catcher
for out number 3. Preston gets a run in the inning on 1 hit. There was a walk, a hit batter, and Preston leaves 2 in the inning as well. Well, we'll go to the 7th. After 6, it's the Pocatello Thunder 9, the Preston Indians 4 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In today's world, you need a bank that moves as fast as you move. A bank where personal relationships are still the norm, and where your life, your business, and your needs come first. That's what you'll find at Cache Valley Bank. With locations in southern Idaho and throughout Utah, Cache Valley Bank offers you the personalized service of a hometown bank with the resources and capacities of a large bank. Visit Cache Valley Bank today. Let us help you build the financial network you need. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
It has been an unusual winter, but spring will be here before we know it. This is Trish with Yardmaster. It's time to plan for your summer services and take advantage of the prepaid discounts. Have the yard of your dreams with our professional services. Custom lawn fertilization with weed control, aerations, exterior bug sprays, and sprinkler maintenance. Call today, even if it's bad weather. We would love to help you save time and money with your beautiful lawns. Yardmaster Services.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Today's game brought to you by Canyon Creek Dental. With offices in Preston and Grace, Canyon Creek Dental will give you a smile that you can always be proud of.
Leading off for the Thunder.
Well, we've reached the 7th inning. 9-4, the Pocatello Thunder leading. And here as we go to the 7th here this afternoon, it's Carter Wheatley to lead off here for Pokey. Wheatley had a sacrifice bunt to start this game, the resumption of the game, and takes this pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Overall, Along with the sacrifice bunt, he's also struck out and had an RBI single and scored a run. So he's 1 for 2 overall in the game, and hits this pitch foul down past the third base coach. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 on Wheatley to lead off here in the 7th inning. Wheatley followed by Rogers and Adams. Breaking pitch. Just missed the outside edge, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Carter Wheatley. Fastball, again, gets away from the catcher, goes to the backstop. Nobody on, so it doesn't matter. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pocatello has scored at least a run in every inning in this game, except the second, when they were set down 1-2-3 in that inning, as that pitch swung on and missed by Wheatley for the first out.
Wheatley goes down on strikes for out number 1.
That's the first out. Second strikeout for Cade Oxborough, and the 5th strikeout
Nate Rogers
overall in the game for Pocatello batters. And now here's Nate Rogers. Rogers grounded out back in the 5th. As Oxborough comes home, his first pitch misses down and in, ball 1. Rogers, RBI single back in the 3rd, and he's also grounded out a couple of times, so he's 1 for 3. 1-0 pitch, again hit on the ground. This one to Benavides, right near the bag, plays it across. Good strong throw across the infield for the second out.
Benavides
so 2 outs.
First.
And now here's Tyler Adams. Adams has walked a couple of times and had an RBI double earlier in the game. So he's technically been on base 3 times. In fact, all 3 times that he's been to the plate. So here's Adams with 2 outs. And the first pitch from Oxborough bounces up there, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. We invite you to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction postgame show will come up after the conclusion of this game. The 1-0 swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Today's game is brought to you by Papa J's Jelly and Jerky in Clifton. Remember, next time you stop over there for lunch, grab some of their world-famous hickory smoked jerky, or you can order it online at papajs.com. 1-1 pitch. Again, bounces up there. 2 balls and a strike. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning for the Indians, it'll be Keller, Bassett, and then Aiden Thompson due up, as they still need offense as they trail by 5. As that next pitch misses inside, and it goes to 3 balls and a strike here on Adams. Time called as Wall wants to go out and talk to his left-hander Oxborough. So we mentioned the district tournament coming up. It starts a week from tomorrow. And unlike in the past where it would run over about a 10-day period where they would have at least a day off in between games, this year it's different. It's just going to run on 5 straight days. It starts on Tuesday the 29th and runs, if necessary, through Game 5, which would be on Saturday, May 3rd. As that pitch over for a strike, runs the count full, 3-2. So opponents and locations yet to be determined. That's why we had to make sure we finish this game. Oxborough ready. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Chopper over the mound. There's Thompson near the bag. Gloves, throws across in time. And for the second time in this game, Pocatello goes out 1-2-3. So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Final swings coming up for the Indians, and they need some offense. They trailed 9-4 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in the industrial construction and support services since 1982. We have the crews and equipment for hydro excavation, dirt and equipment hauling, as well as produced and potable water hauling. We also offer septic tank cleaning services, portable toilets, and roll-off dumpster rentals for facility shutdowns, on location or for your next outdoor event. Call us today to discuss how we can help with your next project. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Hello world, where you been? I've been waiting for you and your friends. One love begins. Tip top, we're starting at 10. If you believe that we can make some magic happen, say yeah. If you believe that we can make some magic happen, say yeah. Yeah, we on it.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Today's game brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to you to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today, or stop by and see them at 33 South 1st East here in Preston. Their number is 208-852-2364. So here we go, bottom of the 7th. Preston down 5. They need some base runners. As Cash Stuckey stays out there, the hard-throwing right-hander for Pocatello. As the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's Sager Keller, Tate Bassett, and Aiden Thompson. That's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup. Keller, who was 1 for 3 in the game, had one at-bat here earlier today and struck out against Stuckey. So here come the Indians here in the inning, as Keller will lead it off. Stuckey climbs up on top of the bump. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th, and his first pitch to Keller misses down low, ball 1, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So Preston with 8 hits in the game, but only 4 hits since the first inning, as that pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. The first inning of the game, they scored 3 runs on 4 hits in the inning and have done very little since, as that pitch again misses up high, 2 balls and a strike. As the next pitch, look out, that's up and in again this time. This kind of spins Keller out of there, and it's now 3-1. Next pitch, that is inside, and that hits him. That's the second hit batter for Keller. And for the Indians, that means the leadoff man is aboard.
Tate Bassett.
And it'll bring up Tate Bassett. Bassett with a pair of hits and took a called third strike. 2 for 3 in the game overall. So the leadoff man on at first base here for Preston. As we have a ball laying back here at the backstop that the home plate umpire has to come and pick up. Now we're ready to go as he walks back to his spot behind home plate. Bassett with a pair of hits and took a called third strike his last time up, so he's 2 for 3. And another big spot here for the Indians as Bassett swings and misses at the first pitch. Going to call it a foul ball as it popped out of Adams' glove, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Nobody out here in the 7th. Leadoff man over at first. Very small lead over there for Keller. The 0-1 pitch that off the catcher's glove goes to the backstop, and Keller's going to go to second base on the wild pitch. So Keller stands at second. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bassett. Preston at this point just needs guys on base. Ground ball up the middle. Bad hop. It's going to go into center field. As Giesbrecht couldn't glove it, now the center fielder has a bounce away from him, and that's going to allow Keller to come in and score.
Keller comes in and scores on the bad hop.
So it's a bad hop single and then an error on the center fielder to allow him to come in. So Preston gets one of the runs they need. It's now 9-5. Now here's Aiden Thompson at the plate. And because of the error on the center fielder, Bassett was able to move up to second base. So there is no real chance at a double play here, as the first pitch to Thompson's over for a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch fouled off the catcher's glove, and it's 0-2. So 9-5, Preston gets one run back. They hit batter in the single here in the inning. No balls and 2 strikes on Aiden Thompson, as that pitch is knocked down out in front of home plate on the pitch that was outside. Nice stop by Adams. Here's the 1-2 offering, swung on and missed. Thompson chases one up in his eyes. So these Preston hitters are much too aggressive on the pitch up that they can't get up on top of anyway to try to put the ball in play, as Stuckey's been very successful with that high strike. So here's Levi Despain, who struck out his last time up, as they bluff back to second base, and hopping back on the bag back there is Bassett. Despain 1 for 3, singled back in the fourth, and hits that pitch foul back into the screen. That's 0-1. Today's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. One out here in the 7th, a run home for the Indians. Next pitch from Stuckey, breaking ball, misses outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch, fastball over for a strike on the inside half. 1-2. Stuckey's 1-2 pitch. Curveball is high, but he called him out. So again, he gets the high strike call from the home plate umpire and goes down on strikes. So Preston now down to their last out as they go back to the top of the order. And here's Connor Thompson.
Connor Thompson now the batter.
Thompson struck out his last time up as well. And the first pitch here misses outside, ball 1. Nine, 9-5, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. As the pitch popped up, that's going to go back here behind home plate, land up on the roof. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Again, hit foul by Thompson as that goes back into the screen. His fastballs are up, curveballs are up, but Preston can't lay off them. They're chasing everything up in the zone. Then again, they almost have to because the home plate umpire is giving them the high strike calls. The 1-2 pitch, again, popped up foul. It'll stay at 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes on Thompson, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And the 1-2 pitch. Look out, pulled foul. Almost got the third base coach down there, Sean Thompson. So again, the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thompson back up there in the box. Stuckey with a new ball. And the 1-2 pitch. That again is up high. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Thompson. As that one comes up and in and hits Thompson in the helmet. So that curveball just kind of rolled like a cement mixer and stayed up and in, and Thompson couldn't quite get down underneath it and takes one off the helmet.
Jansen Hollingsworth.
That's the third hit batter for Stuckey since he's been in there. Runners at first and second. Now here's Jansen Hollingsworth. Preston down 4. If Thompson can get on, that would bring what would be the potential tying run to the plate for the Indians. As the first pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Hollingsworth was hit by a pitch his last time up, and the next pitch is up high. 1-1. Outfield straight away, medium deep. Again, Wild playing way over into left center field. The next pitch to Hollingsworth popped up foul. Hit it off the hands, and now it's 1-2. Once again, Preston down to their last strike. Stuckey sets. And here's the 1-2. Time called first before Stuckey can come home. Hollingsworth thinks he's taking a little bit too much time for his liking and gets time out from the home plate umpire. And now a balk is called, and both runners will move up. So the balk allows both runners to move up 90 feet. So runners at second and third. Bassett's at third. Connor Thompson at second. The balk comes from Stuckey going to his mouth while he's standing on the dirt portion of the mound. As that next pitch misses up and in. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So first base open, Stuckey out of the windup as that one's rolled foul up along the third base line. He'll come back and do it again. So Bassett's at third, Thompson at second, a run in here in the inning for the Indians. And Hollingsworth trying to fight his way on however he can. Stuckey's 2-2. Look out, up and in again. Runs the count full, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes on Hollingsworth. 2 outs here in the 7th. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. As Hollingsworth goes down on strikes, Preston threatened in the bottom of the 7th, but they come up with just 1 run. On 1 hit, there was a hit batter, and they end up in an error, and they end up leaving 2 in the inning. So for Pocatello, they end up winning the resumption of the rain-halted game on Thursday as they come back and they win it by the final score of 9-5, and they basically will clinch the division title with even if Preston sweeps Century, they will still own the tiebreaker over the Indians as they will have the home field advantage now in the playoffs. So Pocatello wins it by the final score of 9-5. Stay tuned. The postgame show coming up next here on the My Local Radio Sports Network. Tonight's game was brought to you by Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. Rocky Mountain Power, WattSmartHomes.com, offering rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. Ready Support Services, we are ready. West Motor Company, your only Elisa Benson of North Realty, Idaho and North Realty, Utah. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. Cache Valley Bank, serving Utah and southern Idaho with 21 locations. Yardmaster, keeping lawns healthy throughout the Cache Valley. Puppy Steps Training, northern Utah and southern Idaho's premier board and training facility since 2011. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency, your local agents right here in Preston. Canyon Creek Dental, with 2 area locations to serve you. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in downtown Preston where you will be treated like a friend. Papa J's, making world-class jerky locally right here in Clifton. Ralph's Construction, building custom homes throughout the region. Now stay tuned, the Ralph's Construction postgame show is coming right up.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game, today. If you and I are out of dollars and cents, oh honey, we can always share a little hole in the fence. It's a beautiful day for the ladies, so throw all your dishes away. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today. At the ball game, a wonderful ball game today. Wow!
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
When you think of outdoor adventure, you might think of snow machines, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles, or even cutting wood or taking care of the lawn. No matter what your definition of outdoor adventure is, always remember Ultimate Power Sports. We carry brand names like Polaris, Can-Am, Yamaha, Skidoo, Stihl, and Toro. Offering sales and service, your fun really does begin at Ultimate Power Sports. With multiple in-store financing options, we can help you have outdoor adventures right now. Stop in today, Ultimate Power Sports in Logan and Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap the just completed game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at what's ahead for the Preston teams. The postgame show is brought to you by Ralph's Construction, building quality designer homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. For more information, call 435-232-1837. And welcome back here to Tony Hanson Field, as it took them a few days to get the game resumed. But the resumption of the game from Thursday that was delayed due to weather, as they've finished it up here today. And Pocatello ends up winning the game overall by the final score of 9-5. And in process, they will claim the district championship again, as even though Preston, if they sweep the Century Diamondbacks in their three-game series coming up this week, they would still just do no better than a tie with 4 wins in the conference if they win them all 3 games, and they would still Pocatello would own the tiebreaker, having won the series against the Indians 2-1. So the final totals for this game here for the Thunder to win it: 9 runs on 8 hits. They commit 2 errors and they leave 3 runners on base. For Preston, 5 runs on a total of 9 hits. They also commit 2 errors in the game. They had their opportunities. They ended up leaving 11 on base in the game. The final decisions, winning and losing pitchers in the game, both are the starters from back on Thursday, as the win in the game will go to the starter in the game for Pocatello. That is Jet Merchling, as the loss for the Indians will be taken by Connor Thompson. Now, when you add up the 2 games and all the things that went with it, and the delays and the resumption here today, the final actual time of the game was 2 hours and 30 minutes. So Pocatello wins it by the final score of 9-5 on this, the Ralph's Construction post-game show. Remember, Ralph's Construction is building fine custom homes throughout the area. Call them for more information at 435-232-1837. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the outstanding players in the game for the Indians. We'll do that as we continue here on the Ralph's Construction post-game show on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In a world that's full of unknowns, you don't have to worry about whether or not your insurance has got you covered when life throws you a curveball. If your coverage is with Farm Bureau, the Smith Insurance Agency in Preston, offering policies from auto to home, farm and ranch to crop insurance, and business to life insurance. The Smith Insurance Agency does it all. No matter what challenges life brings, you're not alone. Make sure you've got the right coverage in the right areas of your life. Schedule a free insurance review today with Farm Bureau, the Smith Insurance Agency in Preston.
Purchasing land or new home is one of life's major milestones. It says you're committed to a better life, to building something worthwhile. Since 1905, Flying S has been land title protectors, ensuring you have clear ownership rights to your home and your land. By blending personalized hometown customer service with sophisticated, cutting-edge technology, we meet each customer's real estate transaction needs. When you need a title company, choose the one that's been serving customers for over 119 years. Flying S Title and Escrow, 28 West Oneida, Preston.
For 78 years, West Motor Company has stood by your family. While the generations have come and gone, our commitment to quality and service has never wavered. Our team is here to ensure you find the vehicle that keeps your loved ones safe on every journey. When trust matters most, choose West Motor Company, now proud to be part of the Mountain West Auto Group.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, welcome back here to Tony Hanson Field as the final score here today in the resumption of the rain halted game from Thursday. Pocatello wins it by the final score of 9-5 as we look inside the numbers here a little bit for the Indians, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to you to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance today at 208-852-2364. All right. The Indians did have 9 hits in the game. They left 11 men on base. They certainly had opportunities. Connor Thompson finished with a pair of hits today in the game, a pair of extra base hits. He had a triple and a double back on Thursday before the game was halted. Also in the game, it was Tate Bassett had a great game. He had 3 hits in the game. It was his 3rd multi-hit game of the year and his first time this season that he had a total of 3 hits in the game. So a nice game by Tate Bassett as he had 3 hits in the game overall for the Indians here today. So look inside the numbers, brought to you by the Farm Bureau Insurance Smith Agency. Call them at 208-852-2364 or stop in and see them in their office at 33 South 1st East here in Preston. We'll take our last time out. We'll come back, tell you what's on tap for the Indians. We'll do that as we continue right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
One of the things that makes Northern Title unique is the fact that we serve clients in 3 states, Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. Each state has different rules and regulations, and our experienced staff understands each unique rule, so we can facilitate closings in all 3 states. If you're buying a home in Star Valley and you want to close in Preston, it's no problem. The company logo is Good Deeds Done Daily. We are preparing Good Deeds daily, but it's more than that. We really are trying to serve the community in a good way. Northern Title, Good Deeds Done Daily. Visit us today.
Go Preston!
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
And welcome back here to the Ralph's Construction postgame show as we'll wrap it up here today. Kind of a short game, the resumption of the game called by weather back on Thursday. They still will end up clinching the district title for the year as they will own the tiebreaker over the Indians. So the next game coming up for Preston will be on Wednesday afternoon when they open a 3-game series against the Century Diamondbacks here at Tony Hanson Field. Wednesday will be a doubleheader, so 2 games for the price of 1 here against the Diamondbacks, as the Polar Bear pregame show will get started on KACH and on My Local Radio. We'll get started about just a little before 3 o'clock, and the first pitch for Game 1 of the doubleheader slated for 3:30 coming up on Wednesday afternoon. And then Thursday, back over to Pocatello for the final game of the series, and we'll have those games for you coming up here along the My Local Radio Sports Network. And that'll wrap up our coverage for tonight, as the executive producer of KACH Radio Sports is Val Cook. The associate producer is Jace Andrews. And a big thank you to our studio coordinator this afternoon and every game as well. That, of course, is John Beverly. We remind you of the final score as Pocatello wins it by the final score of 9-5. I'm Dan Hubbard saying thanks for joining us for the resumption of the rain-shortened game. It's kind of a short little time to be with you, but I'm glad you joined us anyway here along the Preston Indians and the KACH My Local Radio Sports Network, as we'll join you again coming up on Wednesday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening from all of us here along at KACH and at My Local Radio. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.